Sports Wars, what's going on? It's been a while, but I'm back, and we got some things to get into with regard to this NBA awards we had tonight, and also the NFL Top 100 had its conclusion. I'm a big fan of the Top 100, but I do recognize that it's kind of a contentious, controversial thing. So we're just gonna get into a few things. But first off, I want to give a birthday shout out to my homie Aaron Morris, who is one of our moderators in our Sports Wars community on Facebook. Today was his birthday. He's a big Chicago dude, so kind of in his honor, rocking the Bulls hat. And earlier today, I was wearing 13s here. Now, for the baby boomers out there, I get it. I understand that wearing the hat of a team that you're not a fan of is kind of an odd concept, but for fashion purposes, matching, getting the look, it's a thing that happens. So in any case, let's take a look here, y'all. Let's take a look. So first and foremost, James Harden of the Houston Rockets won the MVP award to the surprise of no one. Guy balled out all season long, was a tremendous presence on the offensive side of the ball, and he did moderately improve his defense, which was highly criticized, probably the most maligned element of his career thus far. But he played some decent defense during stretches. I think the Rockets with Harden, Capella, and Paul all in the lineup, like they only lost something like 7 or 8 games throughout the course of a whole season with those three active and on the floor. So yeah, obviously Houston, they took the eventual champions Warriors 7 games. It was a very closely battled series, and if any of those 21 shots in games number 7 went in, as opposed to bricking like they all did, we could be having a whole different conversation, and I might not have been at a parade 2 weeks ago. So in any case, big shout out to Harden on winning that honor. If you're an OKC fan watching this video, as a Warriors fan, I know I'm probably the last one you want to hear this from, but keep your head up. The bad times don't last. You have, 3 MVPs from recent years on the squad at one point, and now 2 of them are gone basically because of $7 million. It's a tough pill to swallow, but take it from me. The Warriors were the Cleveland Browns of the NBA for a long time. Sooner or later, it got better. And I think that team is going to be in a position to find some level of success at some point within the next 5, 10, 15 years, whatever the case. So stay strong. Just keep your fandom as energetic and as fervent as it is. What else we got here? Gobert won Defensive Player of the Year. And this is the other one that really stood out to me. Let me pull it up. Dwayne Casey takes the Coach of the Year honor. Now, that had to have been awkward because, as we all know, Toronto let him go. Do I necessarily think that he deserved to be fired? No. But to lose in the fashion that they did after securing a number 1 seed was pretty bad. I do think it was kind of a knee-jerk reaction on Toronto's part. I'm not sure realistically what their expectations are. But, like I've said in past videos, LeBron is the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. And segueing over into the NFL side of things, let me get this pulled up. So, full disclosure, I personally am a big fan of the NFL Top 100. I feel like it's some really good content on the part of the NFL Network to kind of give us something to sink our teeth into in the middle of one of the tougher stretches of the offseason, because the NFL offseason is very long. And the fact that they make it episodic and they break it into 10 per week, it just becomes this big, encompassing thing that I look forward to between March and June. So in any case, okay, let's go ahead and get it out of the way right now. You guys know I call myself the mayor of Oakland, diehard Raiders fan. I can't stand the Patriots. Right? I don't like Tom Brady, but Jeremy David, you better be watching this shit. Objectively speaking, he is who he is. No one can deny what the dude has done. He's the best to ever throw a ball. Period. So he is number one for the second consecutive year in a row, and I believe he's been number one on the NFL Top 100 3 times. I noticed a lot of New England fans have been very critical about some of the placements on the list, saying, Rob Gronkowski should have been higher, that more Patriots players should have been on the list. But I mean, if your quarterback is number one, and now he's been number one multiple times, and your tight end who is unanimously recognized as the best tight end in the league by a mile, Chiefs fans, don't kill me. Is there really anything to be upset about? I don't think so. The Raiders had a pretty terrible season with relation to expectations, and we have 3 guys on the top 100. I'm pretty jazzed about that. Some of the other standouts for me in terms of, more underrated players. Let me get the list pulled up. I'm a big YouTube guy, so I'm getting the playlist situated here. And I'm not doing this really in order, just kind of off the top of my head. Malcolm Jenkins coming in at number 96. Probably could have stood to be higher. He's probably top 5 elite safeties in the league. Very versatile guy. Mike Daniels, defensive end for the Packers. One of a handful of players up there who really makes things happen, because Green Bay historically is very conservative. They don't play the free agent game, so they have to develop the guys that they draft. And that guy's a standout. Landon Collins, safety for the Giants, at number 2. Again, I'd probably put him top 10 safeties, maybe top 5 going into next year. Who else? Linval Joseph, defensive tackle for the Vikings. 67, we have Telvin Smith, linebacker for the Jaguars. This guy is a prototypical example of the modern type of linebacker that a lot of defenses that are really elite thrive. He has, obviously, the strength to go into the box and really contain the run, take down bigger running backs, take on fullbacks. But he's not just a huge 260-pound guy. He plays at about 225, so he also has the speed to go into coverage and to do a lot of versatile things. Jarrell Casey, defensive end for the Titans. I actually think Tennessee, prospect-wise and personnel-wise, they stand to be a really interesting team next year. I'm going to be curious to see what Vrabel brings to the table, and what their new offensive coordinator, who I believe came over from the LA Rams under Sean McVay. That stuff that they were calling for Mariota and those guys in offense there the last few years under their prior head coach it was so antiquated and outdated. So to see them run a more modern, up-to-date offense, it's going to be interesting. The AFC South's going to be interesting next year. Who else do we got? Geno Atkins, one of the few players from the Bengals to make it. Let's see. Trent Williams, offensive lineman for the Redskins. And then once you go into the top 50, it is a lot of more well-known players. However, at number 49, Darius Slay, cornerback for the Lions. This dude has been a monster for a few seasons now. Harrison Smith, safety for the Vikings. What else? Of course, we have Joey Bosa, who I know quite well, being in the AFC West. And my favorite recognition on this list, coming in at 17, Jalen Ramsey. I think from a performance standpoint and a personality standpoint, Jalen Ramsey is what the league needs more of. He's fun, he's interesting, he's captivating, he has a backbone, he's not allowed to, he's not afraid to let you know how he feels about things, and he's just an interesting player. I'm a fan of the kid. I really am. And then also honorable mention, Calais Campbell, also with the Jaguars, veteran in the league at this point, was an absolute beast, absolute monster in Arizona, and he's now a really vocal leader. I say vocal as a kind of a joke because he has a really raspy voice. And yeah, I personally think having the opportunity to give the players a platform, let them vote, let them give their opinions about their peers in a situation where they're away from the field, they're not completely at each other's throats, is pretty dope. So yeah, definitely an eventful night within the overall sports media. You know, it is the off season for the league, and the off season for the NBA also. So there's not competition going on. So we as fans, we latch on to whatever else we can get to, like I say, sink our teeth into. But that's all I got for you guys for now. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Don't be afraid to interact with me. I don't bite, I swear. Unless you're really stupid, then I'll probably give you some bars. But in any case, we will be catching you later with more videos, more podcasts. That Jeremy character who's always bitching about Star Wars, you're going to be seeing more of him. But trust me, it'll be balanced out. I'll talk to you later. Peace.